welcome to Bass Talk with Freekbass. Thanks for taking a little bit of your evening, day, middle of the night, early morning. I'm not sure what time you're watching this. Hopefully you're watching it live with us. And if you are watching us live, hello. We are here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. If you're watching over at the Freekbass Facebook page, hello to everybody over at Facebook. Please hit your share button and get this out to lots of people. That would be really appreciated. If you're watching over at the YouTube channel, our new kind of relaunched YouTube channel, which is youtube.com, the Freekbass channel. Please, if you're digging what you're seeing, hit the old thumbs up, and please, of course, subscribe. That's what they tell me you're supposed to do at the YouTube thing. And everybody over at Twitch, also, hello to you. We are here. We're here every week, same time, same bat channel, and we cover different things, all related to bass. Whether it be bass lines or new basses or pedals, anything bass related. And I appreciate also, I have so many people that email me that aren't even bass players, that are just music fans, and they dig watching the show and kind of get a little behind the scenes of the curtain. So that is awesome. Thank you so much. And also please leave a comment below. As I'm kind of speaking off the top of my head, I can't answer everything right away, but I will answer everything. Every comment you leave, I answer personally. And give me, if you have any ideas for shows, like, man, Freak, why don't you cover this or this, or maybe an idea for a future show. YouTube, Facebook, please leave a comment below, and that would be awesome. So for this week, if you all remember, a couple weeks back, I did, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did creating a bass line using 3 notes, and I got a lot of good feedback on that. So I wanted to go even a little bit deeper on it and create a bass line using 2 notes. And the idea is, my thing is that I love doing all the crazy fancy stuff on bass, and that's really fun and that's great. But what drew me to bass, playing bass, were simple, solid bass lines, like Papa Was a Rolling Stone, which is like 3 notes, da 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 da, or The Payback by James Brown, which is 2 notes as well, do 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 do, that kind of thing. So, it's not, anybody, if you hear music in your head, you can play, and you can play bass specifically. So if you're like, man, I've always wanted to play bass, but I don't know, maybe I waited too late. I don't know if at my age I should play bass, or if you feel like you're too young to start playing bass, I don't know if I'm ready yet, or I've got to learn. Maybe I should start on guitar first, or jump right in. I say jump in the deep end of the pool and just start. I started off on drums and then moved over to bass. But if you're even playing something else, or you're even playing another instrument, just play. It's for everybody. And, you can be the most amazing. There's so many things you can do. The world needs your music right now. So if you're thinking about it, or if you're just beginning playing bass, it's an amazing thing. And I'm always really just humbled that you all take a few minutes of your day each week to listen to me do this on here. But the one thing, that drew me to bass, of course, was the sound of the bass, and all the techniques and all that stuff is just awesome. And that's the thing I just love about bass. But the thing, it was always the bass lines, it was like certain songs. It was like, I love what Paul McCartney's playing on that track on Abbey Road, or I love, what Bootsy's playing on that Parliament Funkadelic track, or what Geddy Lee's playing on that Rush track. It's like the notes that they were choosing, So it's like, to me, as well as learning to be a better bass player, which is always important, there's technical things we can do. We're going to be doing here even each week at Bass Talk, and then when I teach privately, that we go over too. But it's also about becoming a songwriter and writing those bass lines too. And sometimes it's a little intimidating to, you learn all this theory, you learn major and minor scales and modes and arpeggios and all those kind of things that you're supposed to learn as a musician. And you're like, okay, well, how do I even apply this stuff? How do I, I don't know how to write a bass line. I know all that stuff. So that's why I thought with these 3 notes and even today, a 2-note bass line, if you keep the box small. Don't, and that's what got me over the hump. I mean, I'll tell you, like, you know, I was playing bass and playing gigs for a long time, but I remember there was one point in my career when I was actually playing out at shows and stuff where, like, I was like, whenever I was in an ensemble and we were improvising, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope they don't ask me to solo, because that always made me really nervous to solo. But now it's like, you know, I don't know, whatever you think, if you think I'm good or bad at it, the thing is, I'm not intimidated to do it anymore, because I always, when I write a solo or I write a new bass line, if I'm in the studio with my project or somebody new, the key is keeping the box small, you know, and then adding out to that box and just adding a little note here and there. And that's what we're going to do today. And again, we're just using 2 notes. And that song you heard me play, or that little groove you heard me playing right when we started tonight, that was just 2 notes. And that's kind of what we're going to build off of that. So literally, I'm using D and an E. That's it, those 2 notes. Now I'm doing them in different octaves. You know, I've got a D, E here. That's also a D, E. And then I'm also doing a D, E up here, the same D, E that I'm doing the G string on, up here on the D string. And that's another really important thing about playing bass is, you know, this D and E sounds, even if this is the exact, those are the same 2 notes, but they have tonally, they sound different because the D string is physically thicker than the G string. So where you play that note, you know, that has this kind of a different, you know, and it just has a different flavor to it, even that, again, it's the same notes. So you heard what I was doing. I'm just going, literally, I'm about as simple as you can get. D, E, D, E. And I'm just hammering up to a D, E right here, like that. And every once in a while I was just doing just the D. That's it. Now it doesn't even, you could even just stay on those 2 notes if you're just beginning and you're just picking up the bass for the very first time. I'm sitting down, I'm gonna write my first bass line. You could just, you know, that's good too. Don't have to even move your hand. Add a little beat to that. And that works too as well. So I'm just adding a little enhancement around there. So take any 2 notes, and I would maybe, you know, start off maybe mimicking what I'm doing, just starting on 5/7, 5/7 on the A string, which is D, E, D, E, and then maybe start off, you know, and just do it. You could even start off finger style. Don't even worry about plucking and stuff and thumping and slapping on the bass yet. You know, if you're just, again, this is if you're just kind of beginning writing your first bass line on bass. And then, so you do 5/7 on the A, then do 7/9 on the G, which is also just a D and E. Again, 2 notes. And that's, I mean, listen how simple, but that's a groovy little bass line. It's not, you know, take it what it is, but just, you know, and then as you go on, you can start adding those little additional notes in there. But I'm tempted to start doing that right now, adding some cool notes to kind of enhance it, but I'm going to stick to, on today, we're just going to, again, stick with 2 notes, you know. I can start it up here, you know. You know, I'm starting with the D, E. We could flip it, you know. Let's go E, D. Still just using 2 notes. All I'm doing is I'm just plucking the D up here. E, D, E, D. That's simple, you know? So keep that box small. And that is how I think, you know, then you're going to be like, oh, you can do that little groove. Again, you hear me say it every week on the show. Be a drummer that plays notes. That's what I feel like I am, a drum player. So I was thinking, you know, boom, boom, ka, boom, boom, ka, do, do, chuk, do, do. Oh. Just like that, you know, and it doesn't have to be D, E. I just go, I'm using that. You can start on any two notes that you want, you know. We could do, whatever. You could do G, A. That could be your bridge. There you bridge. There we just. I didn't even know I was gonna even do it, but now I've got the bridge. The bridge. We're gonna go up to the 4 chord. Now we're gonna go back to the original key. It's really that simple. If you just keep that box small, you know, it's amazing how quick all of a sudden you're like, things will start clicking in your brain, and it's like, oh, okay. And you know, I say that even not just with bass lines. Even if you're writing singing melodies, guitar parts, piano parts. I mean, I'm not saying every song you're gonna have is gonna have 1 note, 2 notes, 3 notes. I don't mean that at all. You're gonna, you know, some of my favorite tunes are like, you know, incredibly intricate in terms of the, you know, I'm a big Jaco Pastorius fan, and, you know, he's, you know, was playing, it seems like 1,000,000 notes all the times, but I mean, it wasn't that, but, you know, so, but again, even Jaco would probably tell you, you know, he probably started off with like a little small idea and he just kind of branched it out. It's like a thought, you know, just like my thought what today was to talk about doing 2 notes, and then I started going off on some other crazy tangents. That's kind of how you're going to deal with whether you're soloing or writing bass lines or whatever the case may be. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other questions. Again, please, if you're watching on YouTube on the Freekbass channel, please hit the subscribe button. Also, you know, hit for the live notifications on Facebook. Also, by the way, bass players, this Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you know, I have a show on Facebook called Saturday Night Chit Chat. I'm super excited. We have the amazing, the legendaries, played with so many incredible bands on like #1 songs. And that is Mr. Rudy Sarzo is going to be joining me here this coming Saturday night. So you're not going to want to miss that too as well. So that's it today. Let me play us out a little bit. Again, the 2-note thing. I think I'll do the bridge back to, we'll start on the bridge on the G.